Assalamu alaikum everybody. Today I will read The Prophet Muhammad for Children. This is a Goodwords book. The authors are Ameena Golding, Haya Hassan, Haya Hassan, Sara Ali, Umema Imran, Zineb Sarah Messaoui. It's been edited by Tajwar Hassan. So there's lots of chapters in this. We're going to read the first one today, The Prophet's Forefathers. So I'll just give a prologue to the context and the family, and I'll just briefly describe the family who will be presenting these stories to us. Welcome to the Hussein family house, where Fatima, Hamza, Aisha and little Ali live with their parents, Sarah and Mustafa Hussein. The 10-year-old twins, Hamza and Aisha, are playing upstairs with their new jigsaw puzzle. Fatima, who is 13, is busy memorizing from the Quran. In his bedroom, which is opposite Mum and Dad's, we find little 3-year-old Ali having his nap. Dad, a popular teacher in the local primary school, is in the study marking his class's work, and Mum will be back soon from her evening shift as a nurse at the children's hospital. But let's leave them alone for now. Later they will take you on an exciting journey towards exploring the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and show you how we can live like our beloved Prophet. I'm sure this family will inspire you to love the Prophet and Allah's religion more, inshallah. These stories will unfold the wonderful personality of one of the most successful men in the history of the world and shed light on some of his qualities such as courage, hard work, responsibility, compassion, faith, honesty, loyalty, friendship, and many more. On a bright Saturday afternoon, Fatima, Aisha and Hamza were at their local Islamic school. Ali was at home with Mom, Dad and Granddad. Granddad was visiting for the week and the kids were very excited. Little Ali was waiting impatiently for his brother and sisters to return from Saturday school and play with him. An hour later, Fatima, Aisha and Hamza returned from the Islamic school and found Mum cooking dinner. They ran up to her and said,
Assalamu alaikum, Mum.
Mom hugged them and replied, Walaikum assalam. How was your day?
Great.
All three replied together and Mom smiled. The children learnt a lot about Islam at their Saturday school and always had a lot of fun. The boys sat down to drink a glass of milk, and Fatima told her mother about the new project that was assigned at Saturday school. It was due in a couple of days and Mom suggested she should start early. The children ate their snacks and went upstairs. The twins went to their room to play with their new jigsaw puzzles. Fatima ran up to her room and started her exciting project. An hour passed and Fatima was waiting for the black paint to dry. Suddenly, Ali rushed into her room. He was looking for his smallest teddy that he had left the day before. Ali saw a black box shining because of fresh reflecting paint next to his teddy. Filled with curiosity, Ali poked his little fingers into the box to find out what was inside it. Fatima was washing her hands in the bathroom, and when she came back to her room, she exclaimed,
Stop, Ali! That's my project! Ali pulled his hand back quickly. I was just looking. What is this, Fatima? He asked. It just looks like a boring black box.
Fatima smiled. She was always very patient with Ali and tried to explain what she was making.
It's a special model called the Kaaba.
Before Fatima had finished her sentence, Granddad came into the room. The children had spent very little time with him today as they had been at school. Granddad looked at the box and guessed that it was a model of the Kaaba and guessed that Fatima was trying to explain to Ali what the Kaaba was. He called Aisha, Hamza into the room as well. Hey kids, come here and I will tell you a story about how Allah protected his house, the Kaaba. First of all though, who can tell me what the Kaaba is?
Fatima answered, I know. We learned today the Kaaba is the holiest place for Muslims, surrounded by a mosque called Masjid al-Haram. All Muslims pray towards the Kaaba.
I know. We learned today that the Kaaba is the holiest place for Muslims, surrounded by a mosque called Masjid al-Haram. All Muslims pray towards the Kaaba. Granddad nodded and smiled. Good, Fatima. Do you know who built it? Yes, I know, said Aisha. The Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and his son, the Prophet Ismail alayhi salam. Well done, said Granddad. MashaAllah, you all know a lot about Islam. I'll tell you a special story from the Quran about how Allah protected the Kaaba from the evil people. The kids listened attentively. During the time of the Prophet Muhammad's grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, there was an Abyssinian governor of Sana'a, the capital of Yemen, named Abraha. He was jealous of the fact that a large number of people visited Makkah for pilgrimage. He planned to stop the people from going to the Kaaba for this purpose and ordered his people to build a huge kanisa, which is a building so high that they would have to bend their heads back to be able to see its top. He thought that if the building was bigger and more beautiful than the Kaaba, people would come on pilgrimage to his building rather than to the Kaaba. But to his dismay, no one really ever came. In fact, a man actually defiled Abraha's building. Out of rage and jealousy, he set out to destroy the Kaaba.
He was a very mean man, exclaimed little Ali.
Granddad nodded and continued his story. So he prepared a huge army of elephants, horses, camels, and a large number of soldiers to destroy the Kaaba. He even asked the king of Ethiopia to join him. So the Ethiopian king sent him his strongest elephant to ride on and lead the army. Abraha himself led the army and rode on the back of this huge, strong elephant. Once they were all ready, the army marched towards Makkah. Now the Kaaba was under the care of the Prophet's grandfather, who was also the leader of the tribe. Aisha, do you remember the name of the Prophet's grandfather?
I know. Abdul Muttalib, isn't it? Granddad, she replied.
Yes, Aisha, well done. His name was Abdul Muttalib. He was a very kind and respectable man. He always treated his tribe with justice and was very popular among his people. Abraha halted his army and sent his people forward to the outskirts of Makkah. His people took what they could find on their way, and this included 200 camels belonging to Abdul Muttalib. Abdul Muttalib came to Abraha and asked for his camels to be returned. Abraha was surprised to hear the chief asking only for his camels, instead of worrying that his army was heading to destroy the Kaaba. Abdul Muttalib replied to Abraha's query, I am the lord of these camels, and likewise the Kaaba has a lord that will defend it. Abraha returned Abdul Muttalib's camels, and the chief went to his people, ordering them to retreat to the mountainside above the town. In the morning, when the army marched closer to Makkah, an amazing thing happened. The strong elephants suddenly stopped and would not move any further. Abraha and his soldiers were very angry and pulled and pushed the elephants, but they wouldn't even move a single step.
Wow, this must be from Allah, said Hamza confidently.
Yes, you're right, dear, said their granddad, and he continued with his story. Abraha ordered the army to march forward without the elephants. Then another amazing thing happened. All of a sudden, Allah sent a huge flock of small birds called ababil, swallows. They covered the whole sky, and each bird was carrying 3 pebbles. When they threw down the pebbles worked like bullets and pierced the soldiers' bodies and knocked down the whole army of powerful elephants, camels, and horses. The whole army of Abraha was destroyed and the Kaaba was unharmed. The people in Makkah cheered and were happy that Allah had saved their people and had protected the Kaaba.
Aisha, Hamza, and Fatima smiled, but little Ali looked scared. Ali said, "Oh dear, I hope Allah will not send birds to throw stones at me because I broke the Kaaba."
Aisha, Hamza, and Fatima smiled, but little Ali looked scared. Ali said, "Oh dear, I hope Allah will not send birds to throw stones at me because I poked the Kaaba." Granddad hugged Ali and comforted him. "Oh no, Ali. Allah loves the children who learn about Islam. You know, Allah tells us different stories in the Quran to teach us different things. With this story, we learn that no matter how strong the enemy is, we must not fear them and should have faith in Allah as He is all-powerful and He can protect us in ways we least expect." Ali hugged his granddad and ran up to Fatima and hugged her too. "Please, can I help you with your project, Fatima? It looks very exciting."
Fatima replied, "Of course you can, Ali."
Granddad smiled and left the children helping Fatima to complete her Kaaba project. So this is the end of the first chapter in this book, that is the Prophet's Forefathers. That's the name of this chapter. I hope you liked, and don't forget to like and subscribe. No, what do we say? Yeah, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks
For watching. Bye.
Bye.